Did you know I have three number one best-selling books on Amazon? So regardless of your level, there's a book for you. Psychic Senses: How to Develop Your Intuition, Psychic and Medium Gifts. Leap of Faith: How to Build Your Own Spiritual Practice. And Coffee with Colby: 365 cups of fresh brewed spirit messages. So regardless of your level, there's a book for you. Give one as a gift, keep one for yourself. You can find them on Amazon or my website, colbyrebel.com.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. So let's talk about understanding your intuition, because a lot of times people feel that they're intuitive, but they're not necessarily sure, like, when does that intuition come in, or how do they know the difference between their intuition versus something that they're making up or that their own mind, right? So it really can kind of create this confusion within ourselves. The only time I think when we really know our intuition was there is when we didn't listen to it. Right? When you have a feeling or a hit on something and you don't listen to it, and then after the fact you were right. I think those are really instances when we understand, oh, that was my intuition and I do need to listen to it. But how do we understand our intuition before it happens, before we're really in there, okay? So one of the things is, what happens is your intuition is very quiet. It's going to be a feeling you get. It might be a sudden thought. It may be, oh, I should call my mom. You know, just something subtle. And you may put that aside, right? You're not listening to it. And then you find out later that something was happening with your mom, or that she needed you, or that she was thinking about you in that moment, okay? Or perhaps the phone rings and you're thinking of someone and it is that person. So that's your intuition really kicking in for you. So listening to our intuition is really understanding our own feelings within our body. So within your physical body, how does it feel to you? So when you start to feel a bit of a nudge and you start to feel a bit of a thought, it's not a thought that's going to be slowly building. It's going to be more of a thought that pops in, right? It's going to just pop in for you. And it's a feeling that's going to pop in. So it's understanding to recognize something that pops in. What happens is our logical mind will dismiss it so quickly that we will almost forget that it happened. We will almost forget that we had that experience. So it's learning that when those experiences that come in, to kind of grab them. So it's like reaching out and grabbing it, reaching out and grabbing it. So the more you're aware of something subtle, stepping in very quickly to hold on to it, to hold on to a thought, to hold on to a feeling. It's also understanding that when you've got that feeling, it's also understanding that when you've got that feeling and it gives you that nudge is your intuition. Okay, so it is that nudge. It's that little voice in the back of your head, right? So it's not that loud one. It's not that loud one. It is the one that's very, very subtle. Okay. Now, one other thing, though, is when our fight or flight steps in, because I do want to talk about that. Your fight or flight will be very, very loud. Okay. For instance, let's say you go into a place or a space, or you're around someone. Softly, you may feel like something's not right, or you don't like the person and you don't know why. Your logical mind may want to say, oh, I'm sure they're fine. Okay? But something inside. Now, if it's danger, your body may step in very, very strong and push you. So in that situation, I do want you to listen to it. Okay, so in your fight or flight, that's something that is going to come in very, very strong for you. So listen to that always. But in your day-to-day, in normal operations and such, there's just going to be a more subtleness to it. Intuition may also come in with numbers or signs. Like, for instance, You may be seeing, like we say a lot of times, the 1111, the 222, the 555. Of course, that may be your guides around you or loved ones around you. However, it could absolutely be that sense of your intuition kicking in. Maybe something's happening on that date. Maybe there's an announcement to be made. Maybe it's coming into an alignment with a decision that you've made or an opportunity stepping forward for you. So it is being very, very aware of what's happening. So one of the things we could do is practice opening up our awareness. Expanding your awareness will absolutely expand your intuition. When you can understand your core being more, then you're aware of subtle nuances. See, when we're not clear on who we are, when we're not clear on our feelings and our emotions, right, and our mindset, then when something happens, we're not actually sure of that being our intuition or our mind. But the more you are aware of who you are and your own emotions and your kind of stance point, then anything off from it, you're going to be aware of it being an intuitive hit for you. You're going to be aware of subtleties. So really allow yourself to be more sensitive, as we like to say. Go outside and really pay attention to opening up your clairvoyance, to really opening up your clairsentience, that feeling aspect of you. Understanding what's yours versus someone else's as well. What's your emotion versus someone else's emotion, okay? And that's absolutely going to help you tune into your own intuition even more. The other thing too is being very clear with what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts, your logical thoughts, your conscious thoughts? Because again, when something deviates from that, when something doesn't feel like a conscious thought, you're going to know that's your intuition popping in. I want you to keep a journal. The journal is so important to your growth and evolvement, okay? Because as you evolve, you will start to see what you wrote down come to fruition, really being manifested. It could be a premonition that you're having. So write down little things you're getting. The other thing too is when you feel like it was intuition and you didn't listen to it and then you ended up being right and it was your intuition, write down those experiences, because the more we learn from our mistakes, the more we learn moving forward. So allow it, like it's just as much as what you are getting as what you're not getting. That's really important, okay? Paying attention to how your ego mind works. When you are aware of your ego mind and how your mind works, how your ego mind comes in with thought, with fear, with the storytelling over and over and over, right? The tape running over and over and over. Then you're going to again realize, oh, this is how my ego mind works. You're going to kind of recognize that feeling. You're going to recognize it. So again, when something comes in different, it's going to kind of pop around the corner. It's going to pop in at you. You're going to say, wait a second, that is not my ego mind. That's my intuition popping in. Okay? So these are ways that are absolutely going to help you tune into your own intuition. Pay attention to physical body responses. Are you getting the goosies? Are you getting the nudge, right? The nudge. I say the nudge. I don't know about you guys, but it's like right in my side. It gives me this nudge that kind of pushes me. It's really great. Also, as I love to talk about setting up that compass for you, right? That round dial. Let's put a line through the middle. One side is yes, one side is no. Tuning into my intuition. Is it right? Yes. Is it no? So setting up what side for you is right. There is another Coffee with Colby video on the compass. Go back into YouTube. You can subscribe. You can listen. Follow that exercise. It goes more into detail. And listen and learn that, because it really will help you tremendously when making decisions. So we want to quiet the mind, and let our senses do the talking. That is your intuition. Okay, everybody? So that is your Coffee with Colby. Okay, so Friday, amazing event. It's live with loved ones with Lisa Williams. You don't want to miss it. 4 p.m. Pacific. We go to 4 to 5:30. You don't want to miss it. Grab your tickets. Come join Lisa and myself for this live on-air event. It is through Zoom, so I'm very, very excited about that. I will have Lisa on a special showtime on Thursday, so we will do some chatting and talking. Very, very excited. Lots of love to you guys. As you know, so many classes coming up in January, from building your spiritual business to spiritual business mentoring, to the development circles. We have a lot going on to kick off the new year. But this Friday is the last event with the year, the last event that I'm having of the year before we go and celebrate. Thank you for the stars. That really means the world to me. I do appreciate all of you so much. Remember to shine your light and shine it bright. Lots of love, everybody. Bye, everyone.